up, Roland? What's up, scrambled eggs? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Just hanging out for a bit. Probably pretty soon. B. Just trying to get situated here. Sweet. Who do you guys got? You guys got any predictions? Who's your guys' top classes right now? Hello, hello. Don't make it boring. Start Phantom. What's up, Ed? Kaiser, yeah. Devil with the Ho Young. I almost forgot about Ho Young. I had to add it in. What's up, Darwin? Hey, Lisa. Yeah, we got DKs, dual blades, Arrow. Yeah, I think Arrow's going to be insane. I'm excited for it. Every class but Ice Lightning Mage and Shadower, yeah. Yeah, I got Shadower. Shadower was up there for sure. Nice try. Ice Lightning Mage, you're not even trying. You're just sandbagging, I think. Pally. Roland got Shade, DB, Arrow, Pally, Sia, Phantom, yeah. See, Sia's up there. People got Sia up there. Copy got Paladins. Yeah, Paladins need a buff. I'm with you. Alright. Yeah. Blaze Wizards, yeah. Gem is flexing for sure with his covert scores and his gloom 600 build DPM. Hero? Yeah, Hero for sure. Hero's solid though. Hero's solid, yeah, Brian, Shadower, Mercedes, yeah. I need to see Mercedes mains out there, man. I don't even know where I haven't seen any Mercedes content. Put Nightwalker in D tier. Hero solid. Shadowers, yeah. All right, so I get it sorted out right here by kind of by class categories. I got the archers at the top, pirates, and then I went mages, warriors, and thieves. What should I go with first? Should I start off with the thieves, or should I start off with something else? Should I just get it out of the way? Start thieves. Shadower is decent though, guys. Shadower is insane. DB is number one. All right, let's go with the thieves first. Just start it off with a bang. Let's do we got Cadena. Cadena showcase right here. So I like to rank it by class categories just so like I can see like certain classes feel like they could be on the same tier and certain classes are a tier above. So we'll go with Cadena. Cadena what? C tier? B tier? I think last rankings they're D tier as well. Yeah, it just feels Yeah, we got some. If you don't put Nightwalker D, I'm closing the stream. Yeah, you're not really helping that cause, Ed, by carrying us in all of our content. So Cadena's, but we'll start with Cadena. I mean, S for farming for sure. S for farming, got it spot on. But I just don't think that their line count and their DPS output is that great, right? I mean, I don't think anyone can really disagree with that. Unfortunately, hopefully they get a buff, but maybe you just haven't seen enough showcase. I haven't been able to showcase anyone, see anyone play it at the S tier level, at that end game level. So maybe I'm wrong, but Cadenas feel like D tier is maybe just not enough information on them, especially compared to these other thieves, right? Like there's so many strong C tier. Cadena's a PC class. Yeah, you got him a C tier. Well, what's my criteria? Yeah, I think criteria. That's a good question. What do you think makes up a good tier, a good class? For me, I like a well balance between DPS and survivability. And this is mainly endgame, right? We're looking at the max endgame, doing all the high end boss, and I'm assuming max cap, max stats. Ignoring enemy defense, probably around 40%. Yeah, endgame for sure. Cause yeah, I feel like it's only right. It's only right. It's gonna be all endgame. You assume probably. Here's the criteria. Let's see criteria. We're assuming 100 mil cap, 100 plus cap, and let's say, and 40% ignore enemy defense. So end game. So Cadena, we got D tier. We'll go with the dual blades next. What do you guys got? You guys think you got, some people got dual blades as the best as the best thieves, top class. I got dual blades. Oh, come on. Where did it go? Did I just break it? Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. Dual blade. I got dual blades at A tier. Yeah. Yeah, A. I mean, dual blades are really good. I just think their high end burst is good, not great. Right? It's like A tier. It's A tier burst. Their survivability is arguably some of the best. And it really hasn't changed. But I think at the high I end gear, especially with like Will as being the end game boss still, and Gloom, it feels like they're just a tier below some of these other classes. I mean, A tier is still really good. Put them in S tier so they get nerfed. Yeah, yeah. They can't boss alone for yeah. They have some iframes. They have some self heals, but definitely there are some other classes that are better. All right, we'll go with the Night Lord next. You guys got Night Lords above dual blades, or you guys got them below, or same? Night Lords. Yeah. I think Night Lord is always hard to gauge. I mean, I remember my last tier, some people got them in the same tier as dual blades. A tier in front of dual blades. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. I mean, in comparison to like survivability, dual blades are definitely have better survivability. They have more iframes, they have self heals. But DPS wise, glass cannons, right? Like Night Lords. I remember our when we were changing up our teams and splitting our teams, like our top Night Lord Mila was we were trying to see if she didn't need a pally for Sacro, and she was just dying for one. She needed it, and it just her gameplay is not the same. Like she's just gonna die as the aggro tank. It just makes it so much harder. She's so much more reliant on other classes like Sia's, Bishops, Party Heals, Paladins to keep them up. But when you keep up their damage, when you keep them alive, they are monsters, right? DPS wise, they're S tier. But I'd say as like a whole toolkit, as a self-sustaining class, yeah, definitely, I agree. They're A tier. You could switch them, but I think I agree that if I were to choose one, Night Lords DPS, and if you can play the game a little bit and mechanics and boss mechanics, and obviously in a 10-man team you're gonna have the support. Having a high-end Night Lord is just a step above dual blade. So Claire buff heroes. Buff hero, make hero great again. Yeah, we're going thieves right now. We're starting off with a thief class. We got Nightwalkers. I'm I'm biased to Nightwalkers. I know people don't think their DPS is that great. I know Ed doesn't think their DPS is that great, but I don't know, B tier, A tier. I can't put them in the S tier because their DPS isn't very strong. S tier DPS. I think the best thing going for them is they are tanks, right? Like their self heals as aggro and will, they will never die. They they don't need a bishop. They don't need sacro. Like in Gloom, like Ed doesn't. We don't have a paladin for him, and he does just fine, right? I think the hardest challenge is that their burst is you can get knocked back out of it, right? And the clone cap holds them back for sure. And I think the way their cooldowns line up isn't always perfect. I think there's always a misalignment when it comes to having all their clones up with their burst to maximize your DPS. So DPS wise, they're a tier below, but survivability wise, like they are insane. But if I were to recommend a throwing star class, a claw class with the new throwing stars, people are wanting to reroll with the water balloons and the poop throwing stars. Night Lords, I feel like it has to be the play. So got them a tier below, but not much. And then we'll go with Xenon's last. We'll leave Phantoms and Shadowers kind of up to discussion. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Phantoms and Shadowers, but Xenons. What do you guys think? D tier, C tier, B tier? I kind of got them in the C tier. We run with a Xenon right now, and he's solid. B, C. Yeah, I think they're underrated. I think their toolkit is pretty good for unknown class. Yeah, I think the fact that they have place down skills like for Gloom and Will, which are kind of the main bosses right now, where you don't like it's not like Magnus where or not like Damien where the boss is traveling all over the place. A stationary boss I think benefits Xenons where they can run around and kite and petrify or be in the right position and do all these things, do mechanics and still keep up pretty good DPS. I think that matters, right, in the current meta. Now, is their output that great? Not maybe a tier below, but I think they're pretty strong. I think the difference is their toolkit isn't that great as far as survivability, mobility. I don't think they have self heals as well, but correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think they're C. They're good. Yeah, their mobility, they can fly up forever. What's up, Jen? All right, we'll finish with Phantoms. We'll do Phantoms, right? Do you got them? Do you guys think Phantoms are S tier, A tier? You got them above Night Lords, Dual Blades. As far as again, the criteria is. Let's see if I can pin this. The criteria is 100 mil cap and 40% ignoring enemy defense. So, and end game. D tier. Yeah. I actually don't think Phantoms at the end game are that great DPS wise, but it's always the support that kind of offsets it, right? Like their burst isn't that great. Like there's no way that a Phantom in Will. There's a lot more classes where there a lot more classes that were out DPS a Phantom in Will, just the nature of the boss, and I got to put that into consideration because that's the best endgame boss right now. Now in Gloom, I mean they're insane, right? Their survivability, their mobility, their just the amount of even the Heaven's Door, the self heals. They should never ever die, right? And they can attack on the move. So I really like Phantoms, but I think that I don't think they're the only thing they don't have is the burst, right? So it's kind of a weird situation here where they're sort of the opposite of a Night Lord, where Night Lord's heavy burst lacks the survivability and support, and Phantoms they don't have the burst, they have the consistent damage, but they can survive on their own forever, right? They can be a great tank as an aggro, they can do consistent damage, they're not going to die. So But so that I still think that, I don't know. Like if I think the biggest difference is if I were to like I'm gonna put them here right now. I'm gonna put them in between. I like Night Lords better. Like Night Lord Burst in Will especially is just such a game changer to hit those check marks, and like just the nature of the boss allows for the burst uptime. Like Phantoms just won't be able to catch up even with the same damage. But I think there's one class that's above them all, and for thieves especially, and I think shadows are a tier above everyone else. Shadows are, if you don't know, Shadowers burst is insane. I think they have their line count is one of the best in. If they're, yeah, if they're not bugged, if like everything's right, their burst and damage is just unmatched. I think it's like because their burst is every minute too, right? So like in Gloom and Will, they're getting it up every single minute. I think it's the Sonic Boom skill, and then they have the consistent damage behind it with their short skills. I think their V1 and V2 are pretty short cooldown skills. Their Dark Side is good. Meso Explosion is always a consistent damage. Assassinate as well, and their toolkit is very good. They have a lot of mobility. They have like a blink skill. I know Patty, the shadower from Europe. Let me turn this down a bit. Jesus. Is they have their own blink, so it doesn't take blink and will because it has no cooldown, so you can always blink back on the boss. Yeah, Trick Blade too is also a blink, so it's kind of an interesting class where there's a lot of mechanics that if you kind of master it, your mobility is very good. You can have little short duration iframes to kind of dodge attacks, one shot attacks, things like that. So their toolkit is amazing, and their burst is up there with some of the best. Arguably, could be even better than Night Lords, just for the matter of the fact that it's a 1 minute cooldown to get it up. So, oh, it's lagging. But yeah, so this is how I got the thieves, and I think this makes sense. Like, I think the Shadow Wizards tier above. I think these three thieves are interchangeable when it comes to like how you rank them, depending on what you want. Kind of burst, sustainability, mobility, and dual blades kind of have the best of both worlds. But and then Nightwalkers are a tier below, but I think are still very good. And then Xenons and Cadenas could go up in ranks. I think just maybe not enough data. And it's just hard to recommend someone to play a Xenon. Like if they want to play a Thief and you say you should play a Xenon or a Cadena, like no one's going to say that over any of the other Thieves out there. So this is how I rank the Thieves. What do you guys think? Thieves. Thief ranking. Pretty solid? Agree, disagree? Besides Devil. Devil's too busy playing Marvel Rivals to know that Shadow is insane. All right, what do you guys got? What do you guys got next? What do you guys want to do? Miss Ho Young? Is Ho Young? Oh no. Where did my Ho Young go? All right, hold on. Not gonna lie, I had Ho Young here, but then I don't. Let's see. Oh, here it is. That's funny, is I had Ho Young. There it is. That's awkward. There you go. I had him. I don't know where he went. Forgot the number one. No, I got Cadena in their copy. Ho Young. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even realize Ho Young was a thief, but sorry to the Ho Young mains out there. Just forgot about you guys. But I mean, C tier? Anyone? Anyone C tier? D D tier? About a strong D. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll put them in the D tier just because If Nexon's watching out there, Ho Young deserves a buff. This is the needs buff tier. So, hey, what's up, my guy? Kawhi with the Shaka. What's going on? Yeah, not enough data. Needs buff. Needs buff. Okay. You guys want to go? Let's do archers next. So we got, did I miss any? I got 6 here. 6 is right, I think. Yeah. Okay, we'll start with the Wind Archers. Where do you guys got Wind Archers? Wind Archers is one of those classes that I feel like are like the definition of good, not great. Kind of what you'd expect. Like they don't have that great burst, but I love that they can attack on the move. Ooh, people got them in the A tier. Ed, you got them in the B. Bowmaster better. Ooh, yeah, I like this. See, archers, I'm not really sure about archers. I know Andy in Gloom, our Win Archer in Gloom, has the worst time with Petrify and his mobility, and he always gets caught getting hit by orbs. But one of the things I do like about Win Archers is that they are like they have their shield, so you can use it. It's really good kind of set it and forget it. Or but you also can manually use it for like for Damien. Why do I keep saying Magnus? Damien, and in Will it's just a nice big shield that does damage and passive damage and survivability. They only have their one iframe, right? I do like their wind walk though for Gloom. I do like their wind walk for Will to like cleanse spiders and or webs and stuff, but like I guess there's no real like some people got them in the A tier. I just don't see them being like on the same tier as these thieves, right? Like if we had the same geared Wind Archer in Will and in Gloom even, I just can't see them competing with these thief classes. Like it's either their damage, their burst isn't enough, or there's just a higher chance of them surviving because they don't have like as many iframes and options to handle certain situations. Like so that is why I like the tiers list because I can kind of see is Wind Archer really on the same going to be able to compete with these thieves at the same end game? And I think no, right? And I can see people putting them in A, but buff Wind Archer, yeah, put them in the D tier cam. um, but Wild Hunters, on the other hand, I think are competitive. I think Wild Hunters are insane. I think Wild Hunters have that high end burst that they've always had since V1 with their Jaguars. I like that they have playstyle skills because like in Gloom and in Will, it's just, free damage. You can do other things and they can attack on the move and overslept. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Sephi himself, I think, would agree. He plays Wild Hunter and Wind Archer at the top tier, right? And he would agree that Wild Hunter's just better, especially in Will. Like his Wild Hunter just perfectly lines up DPS wise. It was aggro for a long time. It was keeping up with like DKs and even Paladins on his team. I remember he had to scale back his DPS so that another class could hold aggro because his burst was so strong and because they were just better tanks. I think that is the one downside of Wild Hunters is that if you have them as their aggro, they don't really have the toolkit to survive kind of on their own. But that's kind of Archer classes are, right? Like I don't think any Archer class can survive on its own except for the Bowmaster. Yeah, the summons are 100% uptime, I'm pretty sure. So it's not really micromanaging anything. You just use it on cooldown. So that's nice. Um, but yeah, I got them a tier above Wind Archers. Their burst is very, very strong, and it always has been. And they even have a stun. Can you change classes in game? No, no. Well, I mean, no, yeah. Like you can't like re-roll or anything. Like just you can't just roll everything over. All right, let's go to Marksman next. Marksman. Anybody? I think in the last video, in the last tiers list, they were in the D tier. Man, I've been playing Marksman like at the lower level before level 200, and I really like it. It's a lot of fun. I just think that their line count is not, yeah, it needs buff. Their line count is just not there. I wish Diaz and no one plays it. Yeah, I think I remember back in the day of PC that they like the farther away you were from the boss, the more damage you did. And I wish that that was a mechanic. I wish that this was a mechanic that they brought back, like just something that adds a little skill cap to the class. That makes it like it's a sniper class, right? It should be sniping from long range, and it should benefit from that. Now, I'm not. It's probably not going to happen, but yeah. I mean, I like this. I like just the class in general, but they just have nothing like valuable to add. Like they don't. Their GPS doesn't compete with Wind Archers. They can't attack on the move. Snipe is a little. It's pretty fast, but it's not like super smooth, I would say. But so yeah, for me, I just don't have enough information on them. But as far as everyone I know, archers, everyone just feels that marksmen are just they're not competitive on the bottom tier. All right, we'll go with Mercedes next. A lot of people think Mercedes are S tier. What do you guys think? I think last tiers list, I had Mercedes in that glass cannon tier. If you guys remember, I had like things like Cannoneer, Night Lords, um, Dawn Warriors, Mercedes in there. Just kind of all these top end classes that had insane burst, but really couldn't survive on their own. And I think Mercedes are up there as well. Um, I'm gonna need help on this one a little bit because what I know about Mercedes is from maybe like 6 months ago. I haven't really seen any information on them since and how they've translated to the current meta. Now, I believe that they're still very strong. Their line count is absurd. Their burst is still insane, right? But the clone caps are make a difference because I'd imagine that if it's not, 90, 70, 50, 30% skill damage over time at the higher caps, it is lower. I mean, it does add up, right? Like I mentioned before, even 90% of 100 mil cap, 10 mil per line less. So if it is glass cannon, it should be A with the Night Lords. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, would you put them above Wild Hunters? I think in the same like DPS range, I think Mercedes Burst is better than Wild Hunters. So maybe just because of that, that you got to put Mercedes a step above Wild Hunters, but I'm not sure. I think that's what I've always had. I've always had their burst being higher, and I don't see any reason why it's any different. So again, glass cannon tier, it's weird. So this one I'm kind of consolidating the tiers because I think there's just so many great classes, but this A tier is so different, right? Like Night Lords and Mercedes are the same, but Dual Blades is different than Phantoms, is different than Night Lords. The playstyles are so different, um, which is cool. Which is what's fun about the class. Like it's hard to whenever someone asks me like, should I play Phantom or Dual Blade or Night Lord? I'm like, they're all great. It kind of just depends on your playstyle, what you think fits what you want to do, and how you want to play. Because like they're all different in their own way, and they're still amazing. So I think, um, yeah, I think that's kind of what I like about the classes right now. Okay, Bowmaster. Bowmaster is sneaky. I have seen that Bowmasters are topping the charts now in Will. Oh, just in time. Bowmaster. Like here's the thing. I think Bowmasters are better than Wind Archers. I just do. I think that they what I've seen from them is that they have so much more um, in their toolkit as far as like they can. I heard that they have a like Mirage is or their V3 or V4 is like a sort of uh, it's like a Heaven's Door or something, and their burst is pretty good. Like with the stationary boss of Will and Gloom, it's just insane. And Yeah, see, V4 gives 2 times Heaven's Door every 30 seconds. Yeah. So that's just like, that's hard to compete with, right? And as aggro, as like, if you know that you are not going to die, right? Every 30 seconds, the confidence you have to like play and be aggressive is a game changer. It doesn't show up in line counts, it doesn't show up in like stats per se, but it's kind of that mental edge that like if you when you play hesitant, you don't have like anything to keep you alive versus knowing that you have an option. It's the world of a difference, right? So yeah, I think that they're sort of in the similar boat as Nightwalkers in a sense as they're very self-sustaining, right? Like if a Wind Archer starts like if their shield's down, fair trade is gonna kind of slowly tick them away, right? Like, and then their HP is gonna go down. I think Bowmasters are a lot more sustainable. They can even sacrifice their DPS by changing to their healing arrow. Not recommended, I think, at the end game, but another option, right? So I think that I wouldn't say I put them at this tier, but I have seen Bowmasters, and I talked about that. I'm pretty sure my last tiers list how they were sneaky. Like I think even in Geminus, his first wheel clears, Bowmaster was at the top, holding aggro, top DPS, doing it all. So Bowmasters are sneaky good for sure. I would have no gripes about having them in the A tier at all. Yeah, we're finishing up for the people that just joined. We're finishing up archers. We started with the thieves. We started with the banks. So if you came a little late, you missed out on the thieves. But Pathfinders. Is Ben Wong in here? Pathfinders. So Pathfinders in Covert is probably one of the strongest classes, if not the strongest archer. I'm pretty sure in Covert for some reason, but I don't think that they're in the A tier. I think that they're in this mix because again, they're they just have no self-sustaining DPS and their burst is pretty good. Like with their Tempest, they have their turret skill, I think, a turret skill, and their I think their Raven is pretty good burst and it's up every minute. So they have good burst in spurts. But I think what makes it hard is they're kind of clunky, right? Like you can't attack on the move. Their dash is a little bit awkward. Their skills there's like a preset skills that you have to use kind of back to back. So if you're not comfortable with it, you can kind of get caught in between skills. So I think the playstyle is very unique compared to the other archers, and they just don't have they have a support bubble, but I think that their toolkit is B tier. Good, not A tier, not on the tier with these classes for sure. Would I put them? How would I rank these Bowmasters or these archers? Bowmaster, Pathfinder, and Wind Archer. I honestly would probably leave in this order. I think Bowmasters are the best of this B tier, and then yeah, I think people that talked about Wind Archers feel like they're dropping in the ranks. They just don't feel like they can keep up, and I think Pathfinders have a little bit more burst. It seems a little bit more glass cannon-ish than a Wind Archer. Yeah. I mean, if you want to put Pathfinder in front of Bowmaster DPS wise, I wouldn't disagree with you there. But I mean, Bowmasters with the Heaven's Door is tough. It's tough to beat, man. Yeah, if they can get a little tankier for sure, they'd be up there. Because I think their burst is maybe like a slightly worse than Wild Hunters and Mercedes. All right, so we got through Warriors. We got through Archers. What do you guys want to do next? You guys want to do the Pirates next? Mages? Warriors? What are you guys thinking? Did I miss any classes? Did I miss any Archers? No, right? Everyone's here. Mage? Warriors? Warriors? Yeah, no one wants to do Pirates, huh? Just save Pirates for last. Look how many. The crazy part is when you get 6 archers, and then you go to mages. Yeah, I'm gonna do mages here because look how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mages. Holy smokes. Okay, we're gonna go with battle mage first. I'm kind of a fan of battle mages. I think that they've been in the D tier for a long time, right? They've been getting those buffs when they've been doing rebalances. They've been getting buffs for like with like Kaisers and Marksman and like Cadena. They've been getting small little buffs and just small like things like more lines, but also like their hitbox is was improved, right? Their range, because I think that was what they were lacking. But now that that's fixed up, I think battle mages are underrated. I really do. Now, again, there's not a lot of data on them, but yeah, I'm with you, Roland. I find battle mages to be fun. Like their teleport is probably one of my favorites in the game, just how quick and reactive it is. But damage wise and survivability wise, they are down bad. I mean, all mages are down bad in general, as far as survivability, and so that kind of brings for me all the mages like a tier down because they just lack like if you have a mage as an aggro, it is rough. It is tough sledding, man. It is tough sledding. So yeah, I got battle mages D tier. We'll kind of pick this up a bit. Kinesis, same board as battle mages. They don't have a teleport, which is strange, but I think in the current meta they're actually getting stronger. I would put them in the C tier. I think they're. I think the hard part is that there's just they're just better. Like mages are just better mobbers. I don't really know much to say about Kinesis. Yeah, they do have good burst for sure, which may bump them up into the B tier. But I think a lot of these mages are getting pretty good burst, right? They're sneaky good. Yeah, their burst is pretty good. Yeah, I remember when seeing Geminus, the Kinesis in his run, he kind of fell off in will, but maybe that was just something happened. You guys put them in the B tier. They're better than I think. Okay, I trust you guys. B tier. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Kinesis. So we only got one C tier class. That's nice. Nice. Okay. Kinesis. Burst. I think I'm gonna do Kana next because I think Kana is very similar to Kinesis, where Kana may have better burst, and Kana may have better burst than Kinesis. Like I know in Gnosis, you guys Kana over there is cranking. It's like top three. Got them in A tier. I think DPS wise they're in A tier, but I need some convincing as far as their toolkit as far as surviving. Like maybe their burst is just so good. It's like a Mercedes and a Wild Hunter that their DPS is just that insane. Are they highest in guild honor battle for multi though, right? What is their single target pretty strong? I mean, I know our yeah, in short term bursts they're insane. Yeah, I love Kanas and their toolkit. We have a Kana in my perma, and the amount of place down skills and map wide skills that like he's just walking around and he is killing everything, doing nothing, and just the amount of burst that they have and skills is awesome. Now they are glass cannons. Like if you're ever gonna put a class in a glass cannons tier, that's gonna be it. Kanas. They will not they will not survive anything. So I I think I'm with you guys though. I think this is why I wanted to have you guys in the do this on stream because I think people need to realize how good Kana is, and I think I've been slowly realizing it. But with you guys saying that they're like A tier level burst, I believe it, and it will. Burst is really all that it needs. Like if you have a Kana with a Pally, it's game over, right? Like it just makes it so much easier, and they're just able to pump out their DPS. Buff Bishop. All right, so I mean, if Kanas are up there in A tier, we're really going to have to. There's going to be quite a few mages in that A tier. Like, here's the thing: are we saying Kana is better than Blaze Wizards, Evans, Fire Poisons, Lumis, same tier as them, better than them? Because if they're on the same tier, we're gonna have a lot of mages in that A tier, which which is going to be interesting. So we'll keep it going. Think about it. So we'll do. Yeah, yeah. See, I'm gonna put Kana here for now. I'm gonna put them at B tier, and we can readjust it, right? I can't be putting I can't be putting them above Blaze Wizards, right? Blaze Wizards are insane. So if Blaze Wizards is if Kana's a B tier, Blaze Wizards is an A tier. Geminus, if you haven't seen him, he is crushing everything. Gloom, he's doing 600 build DPM. And this is end game, right? He's doing 600 build DPM. His culvert is, I think, one of the highest. He's over 140k in culvert. In will, he's topping the chart. He is, I mean, he's the standard. He's the end game, right? And this is kind of why it's hard to compare because we haven't I guess there is a Kana in Gnosis, and I would love to see what their comparison is in Covert. But what I believe is that Blaze Wizards are just a tier above Kanas. So I got Blaze Wizard Arrow. Enough said. I mean, you guys know Gem. He's showing out for the Blaze Wizards finally. Cygnus Knights showing out. Evans. Okay, Evans, I feel like Evans got a step back, right? Are they still that class? Would you put them on the same tier as the Blaze Wizards right now? Because I'm not. We don't have Evans. We actually don't have any Evans in Scania anymore. So that are at that end game level. Yeah. So we put them at the B tier. Yeah, B tier. Right? Blaze Wizards for sure is better, right? So that's kind of what I got. Kana. I feel confident. Kana in the B tier. It's crazy. We got Kinesis in the same tier as Evan and Kana. That's fair, right? I might even drop. That's the hard part is that Kinesis may drop down to the C tier just because it's hard to put them on the same tier as these classes, right? And is there really an S tier mage out there that you guys believe? Probably not, right? So Blaze Wizards greater than Evan. Evan is Kana. Yeah, perfect. Fair enough. So yeah, Evans. I mean, Evans have kind of dropped off a bit. Yeah. See, now we're all rethinking it. Can you? Right now we're all talking through it here when we look at all these other mages. Okay, we'll keep going, and we can move Kinesis down to C tier. This is not set in stone, for sure, but I think that's the cool part. Again, there are so many like arguments for all these classes. We'll do five poison eight mages next. So I just Terra burning a fire poison mage this past month, and fire poison mage is insane. That class is awesome. That class is awesome. I need people to tell me that's an A tier. I don't think it's there. I've heard that their dot damage isn't capping at the high cap, so it makes it very challenging. But I think that there could be an argument that they're in the A tier. They're very very strong in Europe. In Europe, that fire poison mages are topping the charts as one of the fire poison mage there is one of the best geared players in their server. So for sure B, at least B, right? High B, low A. Yeah. High B, low A. So yeah, we'll definitely put them here. So I'm kind of try to rank these as we go. So we could even put like I'm not going to compare the archers to the mages here. I'm just doing thieves and then archers rankings here and then ranking the mages here as it is. So we could probably all agree that like it's probably something like this, right? Like 5 poison mage is greater than Evan, like slightly greater than Evan, greater than Kana, greater than Kinesis. Kinesis probably put them down to C tier as we start to get these other mages, right? Like Ice Lightning Mage, Devil. I know you say they're bad, but are they really that bad? Because I know I've seen your scores. Ice Lightning Mages are insane. Ice Lightning Mage D tier? No, they're not D tier. I mean, in Covert, they're very good, right? I think that the funny thing is their damage is pretty similar to like of a Phantom's, where it's like short burst cooldowns 15-second, 30-second, 45-second is like their highest cooldown. So they have all these skills to play with that have constant uptimes, kind of like fire poison mages as well, where they're like rotating through all these skills, micromanaging it, pairing it with DS4. And I think there is a skill cap to it that that makes it great in covert, but in bossing, it can be a little bit challenging, right? Like when a lot of things are going on, and Ice Lightning Mages are terrible aggros. They don't have that. They have that short burst, but not that high end burst of like they don't get the burst the same way that like Mercedes do and Wild Hunters do and even Blaze Wizards do. It's more in the realm of I would say like right below like a dual blades maybe. Low D is right below. Okay, I need some unbiased Ice Lightning Mage opinions. I wouldn't mind putting them on the B tier. Like are but it feels safe. Like that's kind of where the line is being drawn, right? As far as like the high these mages, I feel safe that Blaze Wizard is a tier above Fire Poison, Evan, and even Kana's crazy to see, crazy to think. You guys say that Kana's up there, and then Ice Lightning Mage Kinesis is a tier below. Now this is where it gets interesting. Lumi. So if you guys don't know, Lumi Chain Lightning is sad. Lumi is in Gloom. Apparently, they are very good with um, they're very good with the Petrify rooms, right? So pretty that's a big bonus for the end game. So Lumi's always kind of complain about their wanting buffs and wanting more DPS, but Lumi's DPS is insane. Now their burst isn't that good, so I think that drops them down to like the B tier. But they're solid, right? Like you could say that, yeah, like Lumi's A for sure. Lumi is good, right? Like I think the point is that like Lumis are one of these top three mages. And whether you have them ranked like 2 or 3, whether you have them ranked in the A, low A, or high B, Lumis are still very good. Low S, yeah, not A worthy for now. Yeah, consistent class charging gauge is easy. Yeah, I think Lumis are in this tier. I think you could put them in the A if you wanted to, but I feel comfortable putting them right here. All these three classes mainly. Fire Poison Mage, Lumi, Evans, all feel very equal. And just the tier below Blaze Wizards. Like if Gem is doing same stats, he's doing let's say 600 build DPM in Gloom, or he's doing 140k in Covert. I would say Lumi's is like 550, 570 possible, right? And maybe like 135 in Covert. I think that is just how small the margin is. No, it's not. Yeah, we can sort this out later. I just did it by archers. I just did it by class category. So I stuck all the mages together so we could kind of see them how they rank. I mean, if you want to do a full on rankings, all together, we can. But we still got a lot of classes left to go. So thanks for tuning in. We'll kind of get through this. 2 more mages. These are the controversial ones, right? Bishop and Sia. Kind of a wide range. What do you guys think? Bishop and Sia. I remember in the last tiers list, right? We had the Shades, the Bishop, and the Sia kind of in the same tier of like support classes that, you know, maybe got nerfed a little bit. But Bishop is pretty nuts. Bishop is pretty nuts, right? But where do you guys have Bishop? Like, obviously you always need a Bishop. Support wise, they're like, you give them a bump. But are they that good where they're A tier quality? And I think for me, yeah, you got low S tier for Bishop. Yeah, I think for me, like a good Bishop, we have a great Bishop on our team. If you guys ever watched our Will and Gloom runs, it's me, it's Claire, our hero, and then it's our Bishop, our top 3 damage. Now our Bishop is, I'm not sure what his cap is at, but he's been our main team Bishop for Will and Gloom, and he is cranking, right? And so his burst and DPS is solid, and he's actually surviving really well in Gloom and in Will, and he's a big part in keeping the team alive as well, right? Like his passive heals, his cooldown management is, it deserves to be it matters when these rankings, right? Like a Bishop, when I was soloing like Damien, when I figured it out, it's actually pretty tanky. I was playing it wrong for a long time and not getting any of my heals, but when you can kind of mix between burst and passive healing, Bishops are pretty tanky. Now the thing is, they don't have like a damage reflect, they don't have like an iframe, but none of these mages do, right? Only Lumi and Evans maybe have like, they might have like some sort of iframe. Blaze Wizards have their hyper, but they're not anything like, they're all short iframes, so it's not really that impactful, more beneficial than whatever Bishop has. Yeah, so if you're gonna have Bishop in A tier, please move Lumi to A. Yeah, Hayato. Yeah, I gotta get Hayato in there. Don't worry. But Bishop, yeah, I have to put them in A tier, and I have to put them above these other mages, and it just, for any other reason, because their burst is actually pretty good. Their burst is very strong. The knockback is a pain, but he does take aggro. It's every 60 seconds. It's not bad. It is not bad at all. I mean, like, if you ever faced a Bishop in single for Guild Honor Battle, they're pretty tough. They're tough. Tough for sure. So I'll keep them here in A tier. And then Sia, here's, all my Sia mains are saying that they need buff, right? Sia mains, DPS wise, are in this tier. DPS wise, they are in this tier, because their damage is just impossible to get out, impossible to sustain, and they just, for some reason, it just does not line up well. Like, it's like 30 seconds has to be perfect, 30 seconds of uptime, and the boss cannot move, and if anything messes up, their damage is gone, right? Like, it is still a struggle for them. Even in Covert, where the boss is standing in the corner, you just can full DPS, they are not anywhere close to any of the other mages. Now, what makes it just Sia still the best support class in the game, in my opinion, right? Above Bishops, above Paladins, above Phantoms, because they can single-handedly, like, eliminate any mechanics needed for some bosses, right? In Will, single-handedly can save you for the test in phase 1 and phase 2, can single-handedly save you in every single mechanic in Will in phase 3, with doing 2% damage, right? More beneficial than someone doing 10% damage, because they can just make it so mindless to the mechanics mindless, and that matters, right? And yeah, the criteria for sure is like it's everything, right? It's at the end game, 100 mil cap, 40% ignore defense. But like I said, it's support, it's survivability, it's mobility, it's the whole toolkit, right? And so for me, Sia, like it's just hard for me to not put them at least in the B tier just for their support in general. Like their DPS say is definitely D. We got a big nerf and a yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, my guy, Broly? Yeah, Lisa. Sia definitely D. I know, I know. DPS wise, it's the D, right? It's got to be here, but like there's a there's a reason there's a reason why like everyone fights for a Sia to have in their team, right? In endgame game, there's a reason why like no one cares about their DPS, no one cares about their damage. Like even if you're 80 mil cap and you're doing 60 mil cap damage, you are more than making up for it. And I think like that has value, right? And that just has to bump them up to the B tier at least. I would take them over any of these, same gear, right? 100 mil cap, 40% ignore defense. I would take them over all of these mages. I just would, right? Even if their damage is less, I still would take them over all of these. So that's where I land. Sorry, they're not in the D tier. Needs a buff tier. Damage wise, they're definitely in that tier, but for me, it's not all about the damage. But it is comparing them like to, if I were comparing them in tiers and comparing them to other mages and other classes, I would just take Sia above all these mages um, at that end game stats. But that's the mages for you. So we got two A tiers, no S tiers. People tried to fight for it. Jem joined the chat as he sees Blaze Wizard at the top, fights for CS to make S tier gameplay wise. Almost made it up there, but we got mages up there. Two A tiers, a lot of B tiers. Kinesis was in that B tier. We moved it down a bit. Ice Lightning Mage, I still think we could put them in the B tier. And then Battle Mage feels like it's just a tier, 2 tiers below everyone else. No great burst, no great survivability, just nothing exceptional about the class. So that's what we've got. We're up to 3. We'll do pirates next, but I'm gonna add in, let's see. I had Hoyoung. So for my for my Hayato people, I had it. I think it just got refreshed. So Hayato's in here, don't worry. But now let's jump into the pirates. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got a lot to go through. Let's keep banging this out. An hour in-ish. Thank you guys for kind of hanging out and getting through this, man. There's a lot going on. We went through the thieves first. We got the 1 S tier. 3 thieves here. If you don't know why, I think someone was asking back why I had Shadow at the top. It's just their burst is arguably the best in the game for like long duration fights, and in short duration it's not bad either. Their burst is 60 seconds, and I think it's one of the most lines in the game, and they just have a great toolkit. They have blinks, they have teleports, they have mini iframes, they have long iframes. They're a thief. They're tanky. They have good consistent damage. They've always had good consistent damage, and now that they have Sonic Boom, and I think their V4 as well is very strong. So yeah, Shadowers are a tier above because they're kind of like Night Lords, but they just have more tools in their toolkit to survive, to dodge stuff, to deal with end game mechanics. So yeah, that's why I got them S tier. Shadows are really, really good. Shadows are really good. But we're gonna get into the pirates here. Now, previous tier, right, I had Cannoneers as that glass cannon tier, and there's no reason to make me believe that they're any different. Um, A tier, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think they still deserve to be in the A tier? Because like they remind me of Mercedes and Wild Hunters as far as that burst. I mean, if you ever played with a Cannoneer, their burst is insane, right? They have so many clones or small lines that is just the damage spike is absurd, right? Pirates, just like a lot of other pirates, aren't very tanky. Um, sustain damage isn't that great, I don't think. But Cannoneers are underrated, and I'm gonna keep putting them up here. So if someone wants to play a pirate, a Cannoneer, they're gonna know that they are their damage is that good, their burst is that good. And have you seen their V6 coming out? Yeah, yeah, that looks sick. Some of the pirates ones are insane. That it's gonna be epic to see theirs. No idea for pirates except for shades. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Angelic Buster, another class that I terror burned, and I really enjoy Angelic Buster. Pretty good mobbers. Cannoneer, very easy to whiff burst. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing though. I think um, it's for the current endgame bosses. If you have any idea how to play, and it's kind of hard to whiff, right? It's not like when Damien was the end game boss. It's two stationary bosses at the current end game. So um, yeah. So yeah, Cannoneers are still very good for Will and Gloom because they're stationary bosses. You're not gonna. It's hard to miss, right? Uh, Angelic Busters, D tier. Are they D tier? I feel like they're at least C tier. No, their burst isn't that great. Looks good. Looks cool. Hey, what's up, Rubido? Yeah, just started yesterday streaming, so I wanted to start off with the bang here. Yeah, Angelic Buster C tier. I think they're slightly above these classes. They've been getting buffed and rebalanced. I think that their damage is getting a little bit better slowly, incrementally. Um, so I got them in the C tier. I really enjoy it. I really have a good time. Their mobility is pretty good as well. Their double jump is insanely long. That I know that's not like a huge thing, but to me that matters. It just feels so much more comfortable like dodging stuff. I can imagine in Gloom or in Will, like you can just travel so far and get back on top of the boss so much faster. Yeah, Teddy, Teddy joined in here. The Shadower S tier. Yeah, AB needs a buff. Yeah, I mean it's sad, but these are all the same classes that are kind of like always in here. These classes, Ice Lightning Mage used to be in there. Kinesis, AB, just moved them up slightly. Moved them up slightly. Yeah, yeah. We got Lungy in here. Appreciate you guys for showing out, man. Even though you guys don't play Teddy, Lungy, appreciate you guys showing out, man. Good to see you guys. Arc. Arc's burst is pretty good too. But can you put them at the A tier? Oh, jeez. Lisa, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you for the $10. Appreciate it. Yeah. Arc D tier? Arc D, really? No, Arc can't be that bad. Enjoy your coffee. Is Arc that bad? Buck's better? Yeah. Yeah, Buck's really good. Arc is pretty bursty though, but is it just that hard to like sustain it? Oh, Jimmy Gregg's in here too. Arc D tier? Yeah, I can't. If you're saying that, little biased there. Gets outbursted by Sia. Dang, that bad? It's really bad. Okay. Arc needs 6 job. Arc D tier? Really? Okay. We'll put them in there. Yeah, Sam. Dual Blade you don't think isn't that strong anymore? Yeah. So Dual Blade was in here. I think its toolkit is still very good. Yeah, its DPS isn't the same as like all these other bursty classes, but I had to put them above Nightwalker. Yeah, Arc is hard to ramp up, so like you pretty much never get there as far as like burst and DPS. That makes sense. That makes sense. It does feel like yeah, the gauges turn off. Okay, I'll put them in the D tier for you guys. If Arc gets any buff and they're insane, I'm coming for Jimmy Greg. I know he's sandbagging in his runs. That's why he doesn't even buff. Okay, let's go Bucks then next. If Bucks are way better, but I mean, you putting Bucks on the A tier, damage wise, burst wise. Where do you guys got them? DB CD increase, but still burst mode classes. Yeah, Buck A tier. I'm gonna put them in the B tier for now, but I think like Buck's burst is so good. Buck's burst is so good. Yeah, Buck's biased. Yeah, Buck S tier. Gem. I can't be taking everything you say. Yeah. Hey Michelle. Bucks A tier. Yeah, I think Bucks are really good. Their burst is insane. Is really strong. I just saw recently a Buck aggro, and I think the DPS was like on par with my Paladin. Yeah, I see who's in here. I appreciate everyone for joining. Yeah, yeah. No, Bucks are super good. You're right. DPS wise, I remember seeing the Buck was aggro and 360 build DPM for Will. So yeah, yeah. Bucks A tier. They got to be up there, right? High A, like yeah. Evan doing 144k in covert. Rubido. I need to see those screenshots in the Discord. Where you been? But is Tazo beating you in Will and Gloom, Rubido? Because it, but we'll keep going. Corsairs. Maybe he just don't show. Yeah, yeah. That's why he doesn't want to put in that top tier. I get it. Corsairs. See, I'm not too sure about this. Is probably one of those underplayed classes. I need you guys' input on this. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, dual blades can't keep up with other 8 because the ultimate is too long. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see them being in the B tier for sure. Like I would say they're the lowest tier of the A's for thieves, but but I still think the dual blades are very good. Maybe not on that same tier, but like their damage is better than phantoms in like will and stuff, right? Is there such thing as a 100 mil Corsair? What's a Corsair? Yeah, yeah. Corsair C tier. I feel like they're like a poor man's cannoneer almost, um, where they're just a lot of place down skills, kind of the same pirate stuff, right? I think their burst is pretty good though, but yeah, they're a tough class. I don't know too much about it. Um, yeah, Evan's doing well. Yeah, yeah. Upper Corsair is here C, and then mechanics. Se- Sephi, yeah. I mean, mechanics are like what was Sephi's covert score was in the 130s as well for mechanics. Very underrated class, I think, as well. Now, would I put them in the same tier? Because their burst is very good. Still, their peaks are very strong. Could be maybe they're on par with the Buccaneers, maybe a slightly lower. But I think mechanics deserve to be low A tier, high B tier. I'm curious what you guys think. They haven't really um, changed much, and I think I was hearing that the final damage buffs that they have are really helpful in endgame content because with the higher cap, it's just harder to cap. But Yeah, mech. I don't know about the investment, but but mechanic. This is assuming it's the end game, right? And so funding is not an option, not an issue. But yeah, I'll put mechanics here for now. But I'd love to hear people's thoughts on this. If they deserve to be on the B tier, we can put them there. But I think they're very good. Crazy to think. Thunderbreakers. Oh, Thunderbreakers. So since Cygnus Knights remaster, I think that their damage is burst is pretty good. Um, I think one of the issues that we were talking about with our Thunderbreaker is that their skills are a bit clunky as far as like with the preset. It's hard to kind of dash and move to avoid stuff in gloom, but I know their damage is pretty good. Again, just like any other pirates, their survivability is always kind of what holds them back. I don't even think they have one iframe, um, and like if I can't see putting Thunderbreakers on the same tier as any of these other classes, right? Like these B tier classes. So C tier feels right. Damage is a little bit better than a C tier than some of these classes, but I think that their um, their toolkit really struggles to compete survivability wise. It really takes a lot to maximize the class. And then shades, yeah, Thunderbreakers are squishy for sure. They have a 1 second iframe. Yeah, that's you can up arc. I'm sorry, Thunderbreakers needs buffed here. Yeah, see, we'll see. We'll reevaluate here, and I mean, we got to keep going here. But yeah, 1 second iframe, all he got. It's tough. That's tough for sure. Shades, on the other hand, so shades are one of those classes. Catherine says sadness. uh, F tier. Oh, Primo. Primo showed up in the chat here, just in time, just lurking. F tier? No, there's no F tier. There's no F tier. Shades. I mean, shades have to be at least B tier, right? Like the funny thing is that it depends on what boss you're talking about. For Gloom, shades outdamage like paladins, I think, because of the constant attacking. But in Will, yeah, shades have no chance with like burst classes. Like I would say that all of these classes on the same gear would beat the shade. And so that's kind of why I have them in the B tier. They're kind of similar for me as like a Sia, whereas great support, split is huge, huge. Their shade splits are really good. Shade survivability is really good. They don't die, but their damage is what's lacking. Now they have their good 60-second burst, and they have good consistent damage, so they can catch up in will. But I would say that their DPS wise is a step below. Covert, covert they have a hard time. Covert for sure they have a hard time. But yeah, split by itself is S tier. Like split gives them that boost, like the Sia boost, right? Like if Sia's D as far as damage, they go up 2 tiers because of the support. Shades are sort of in the similar boat where like their damage isn't that great. It's good, but it's like C tier. But their support bumps them up, bumps them a lot. Yo, chat. But yeah, this is pirates. I'm curious what you guys think. So we got 3 A tier pirates. That's pretty impressive. 60 second. No, every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds. So it's like a 6 second cooldown. Um, so yeah, we got 3 pirates here. 1 B tier. Kind of makes sense that they're kind of on their own. And then you got 3 C tier pirates. Arc. I don't know why you guys said Arc was in the D tier. I believe you guys, but then now you guys are now Jimmy's kind of pushing back on that. So we'll see. Arc may end up over here. I think D tier might be a bit of overreaction, but yeah, pirates are sort of either all out here at the top with good DPS or mid. Mid. That kind of tracks. That tracks. But now I'll save the best for last. Will. All right, sorry, we're gonna get warriors in here. Dang, there's a lot of warriors. Dang. So for the people that just joined or stuck around, made it to the end, best save the best for last. We started off strong with the thieves. You guys wanted the thieves, and S tier shadowers up there. The one S tier class. So criteria again is an end game, right? It's 100 mil cap, 40% ignore enemy defense or defense ignore rate, and end game bossing. Will, gloom, covert. You can even throw Mulong in there, and it's not just DPS though. It's kind of all encompassing. Mobility, survivability, self heals. Can they do everything? How self sustaining are they? How how much do they rely on support or other classes to keep them alive? It's all factored, right? That kind of is the differentiator between certain classes, and that's what makes it fun. Because like the A tier has a good collection of different, right? Night lords are way different than phantoms, or different than Mercedes and Wild Thunders and bishops, right? Um, and so that is the cool part. And then shadowers right now are the S tier, right? And so we'll kind of see. I think warriors are like there's a lot of great warriors. I think warrior, like you could argue warrior story is the game is warrior story right now just because of the quantity of warriors that are very good. Like thieves, the high end thieves are S tier, right? But there's only one, two, three, four, five, six thieves, and I could argue there are at least six A tier warriors. So yeah, we'll get into it. What do you guys think? You guys got move arc as good party buff. Fine. So yeah, see, no, Jimmy, I put them in the C tier. C tier is fair, right? Yeah. See, Arons are very underrated, Rubido. I agree. Aron's getting worse. Paladin's S tier. Aron got nerfed. No, Arons are pretty good. So we'll. I can't. uh, always gets. Yeah, you're right. Not Hayato. Not Hayato. Ho Young. But yeah, copy, you're right. I keep forgetting about Ho Young. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. So we got Hayato in here. Let's start off with Aran. Aran. So I don't know if Axelrad's in here, but he would vouch for Aran's here. B tier. Now C tier, B tier. This is where yeah. Oh, Llama's in here. Llama's in here with the Cannoneer S tier. Yeah, around C tier for 100 mil. They've kind of dropped off, right, Gem? Like as far as like when it was Damien, they used to hold the aggro, and now they're dropped a little bit DPS wise. And I think the hard part is that Arons never have that time to catch up, right? Like Damien, it's consistent. If you're aggro, you can stay in that corner and keep doing your damage and keep self healing and keep like the uptime. But for Will, it's like burst cycle, rest, and Arons don't have that burst. They're tanks. They're not gonna die. They're gonna just sustain consistent damage and just be there, uh, attacking away. But they never have that time to catch up, especially now when phase three is so fast in some classes, in some runs, that they never have that time to catch up. Kind of similar to like how like Shades never have time to catch up their DPS because it's always like classes have the high peaks, low valleys. Um, it's just a long fight. It never works. So yeah, Arons are no big burst, kind of short cooldowns, a ton of iframes, party heals, self heals, but sort of in my opinion, sort of in like the like I'm gonna put them in the B tier because like if you don't know, they have a handful of iframes, short iframes too, like short cooldown iframes. They have like I think they have 4 or 5 iframes. So that by itself, they have a party self heal, a party heal that heals the entire team. Pretty good support. Gloom, they should never die. Will, they should never die, right? And that kind of plays a factor, and that's kind of what a lot of these warriors have. Like these warriors are tanky, like Demon Avengers, same way, where like you could put Demon Avengers in there just because they're never gonna die. They're constantly healing, and their burst is pretty good. I remember seeing Lucid. I remember seeing Lucid. They were crushing Lucid, the aggro, right? And I in my last rankings, I had Demon Avengers at this A tier, at really high up there. Um, but yeah, Demon Avengers I think are underrated. All of the Demon Avengers unfortunately have quit. I'm pretty sure rerolled to other warriors, but they're pretty good. Yeah. Yo, your DS friend wants to leave stream. All right, I'm gonna do DS last. uh, Demon Avengers A tier. I think they're. I think Demon Avengers are very good. They're underrated, and especially with like the way they do damage, it's very passive. It's area of effect, just being close to the boss. You can do damage as well, and they're tanky. And they're tanky. There's a lot of room for error as well. They may not have the iframes that Arans do, but they're able to survive in their own way. So Dawn Warrior 2, yeah. He needs to sleep, guys. You guys should have been here early to vouch for Warriors at the start. People said thieves. Now we gotta do Warriors last. We can't do Warriors and Thieves at the beginning. Okay, next. Let's do Blaster. Blaster. So I've been hearing that I've been hearing that Blaster is mid tier, right? Whether that's B or C tier. Um, I think that Warriors are in a good spot in general because of how many iframes they have. Blasters D, yeah. They've gotten better, right? I've heard their combos have gotten better. It's less clunky. It's smoother. Everything feels uh, better. But yeah, but is it? What about PC client though? What about PC client? Is it just like because you can't on the mobile it's hard, but like in PC client it's fine or no? But I got them in the B tier. I can see them being in the C tier. Yeah, I think maybe being a tier below, but I need some blaster mains in here to speak up because I feel like they're better than a C tier. Yeah, yeah, I think they are super strong, right? So I'm gonna put them in B tier. But that's the funny thing in chat. It's all Lungy. No fast attack speed means blaster and kinetic is a weaker version. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. It's easy to play. Yeah, apparently there's like a how fast you can click, but it's the potential isn't there anymore. Yeah, so I think B and C tier is kind of mid. It's where they're at. Okay. Now we'll do Dawn Warriors. Leggy for Dawn Warriors. So Dawn Warriors are still very good, right? I think in Asia they're more noticeable. There's more whales in Asia, and I've seen them top the charts, bursting. I think their burst is still arguably the strongest, one of the strongest in the game. DKs and Paladins kind of can Shadowers can kind of stay the same, but I think Dawn Warriors, since their Cygnus Knights remastered, they've they've been up there. Now, survivability wise, not the greatest, right? No self heals. Iframes are good, not great. Compared to other warriors, it's a little limited. Their dash is really good. I love their mobility, their dash. They have two dashes. Um, yeah. Oh, Blaster says is C tier. Rubido, what is the Blaster doing with the 100 mil max damage cap? Is he up there competing or no? Yeah, but anyways, Dawn Warriors are insane, right? People know Dawn Warriors. They're cranking. Like if you see them in Guild Honor battle, you see them in oh oh there you are. Marble. How are blasters? Goddamn. Yeah, we'll keep going. Dawn Warriors. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by chat. But Dawn Warriors are they were the glass cannon tank last update, and they're no different, right? I think if you could put them, they're right here with Mercedes, Wild Hunters. Um, as far as DPS, it's hard to compete with the Dawn Warrior burst, which is just perfect for Gloom, perfect for Will, things like that. But all right, now we'll go with the Hayato, the new kid on the block. Hayato, A tier, B tier. Jeez, like this is what makes it so hard. There's so many good warriors. I'm telling you, Hayato, most lines in the game right now. One of the most lines in the game. No clones. Everything is capping 100%. Combo class. Like, I mean, what more do you want? Maybe, maybe not. Kind of maybe similar to Dawn Warriors. Maybe not the best survivability, but yeah, they're A, right? Yeah, stupid strong. Yeah, yeah. It's Hayatos are up there. Like I would say that they're here for sure. Right there with the Dawn Warriors. Demon Avengers are kind of low A. We'll keep going here. Yeah, we'll keep going here. We'll go heroes. Hayato only gets better 6 job. Yeah, nuts. Heroes. Heroes B tier. Hero mains out there. You guys stuck around, made it to the end. I mean, I'm getting beat by Hero and Gloom. That means something, right? The consistent damage. The consistent damage is there. The burst is not bad, right? I think what makes it hard is that heroes don't. Oh, Claire. Um, yeah, see, you saw the Claire video. She's cranking. She doesn't die in Gloom. Yeah, I mean, I think once cap hits 200 mil, heroes are gonna be insane. We forget that the first will clear, the first will clear in this game, the hero was the aggro. The hero was the top DPS. The hero was cranking. We just gotta remember that. We just gotta remember that heroes are good. Heroes are very strong. Like if you're comparing it to like a paladin, it's just to other like even like to a DK. Yeah, they're a tier below. But as far as like comparing it to the rest of the game, yeah, like DKs. Anyone got DKs in the S tier? I wouldn't disagree with you. I wouldn't argue with that. No, heroes got lines. They're deep. Yeah, heroes got lines. They're okay. S tier minimum. Lungy, you don't even know. You don't even know what's going on with DKs. Mid to low A tier. Oh, there we go. There's Sans. Sans in here. S S tier DK. Mid to low A. I think that's Sans, right? Mohammed. Yeah, DK S tier. Okay, this is where the debate is. We got heroes. Is DK gonna join Shadowers up here? Yeah. I mean, you're right. DKs can't die. That's the thing. DK just can't die, and their burst is just as good as the Shadowers, right? Yeah, yeah. I would put DKs up there. I'll put DKs up there. Now at this like if you give a DK, can you imagine if the DK is the aggro with his survivability and you give him Pally Sacro? Like that's just overkill, right? I think how you know a DK is OP is that they are the aggro and they can give Paladin Echo and Sacro to the next strongest player because they don't need it, right? That's how you know they're strong. Like they don't need Sacro, they don't need it to be perfectly fine. So yeah, DKs without a doubt is yeah S tier. I agree with that. All right, we'll go Kaisers next. Kaisers made all the way to the end. Kaiser's sneaky good. Yeah. DKs need buffs, still weaker than Paladins. Now, um, yeah, I think Kaiser's like I'm biased to Warriors, but I just love. I still love that Warriors are so dang tanky. I love that their impenetrable skin is just so broken. Like while mages are getting ethereal form, which is good, archers get nothing. Pirates got nothing. Nothing that even compares to impenetrable skin, which gives HP percent, which gives physical attack percent, physical damage or physical attack, physical damage percent, and is an iframe. A 3 second iframe for 60 seconds. Like I just bump up Kaiser dumpster. Oh, dude, I think Kaiser are pretty good. I think Kaisers are pretty good. They're like if I have Arans in the B tier, I have to put Kaiser in the B tier. Like that's just how it is. Like I just don't think there's any bad warriors or needs buff. I don't think there's any warriors that really need buffs and C tier. I don't think they're on the C tier level as well. So Kaisers are sneaky good, definitely competitive, um, very very deserving of a B tier in my opinion. Now we'll go with Adele. I gotta end with my two mains at the end. Oh, I didn't even put. I was gonna put Arrow in here. So yeah. So I gotta finish with my three new mains, but we'll go with Adele. Guys, if you don't know, Adele is insane. Guys, so make DS A tier so that everyone still plays Paladin. Yeah, I'm guys. Adele, insane. Adele in Gloom. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how insane Adele is? Like they're just made for Gloom. Their swords are just gonna nonstop just cleave while you're running around dealing with petrify and stuff. And in Will, I don't know if you've seen it, they're pretty dang good too. I remember seeing showcasing in Adele on I think it was Sephi's team that Adele is top of the charts, was competing with the DK, was beating the DK, beating Dual Blades, beating all these top A tier classes. Sneaky strong. Tanks, iframes, good. Like burst is I think the good thing about them is that their burst is like 30 seconds, I think. And they can get that whole duration down in Will and in Gloom and just have it back up. So they get maximum value out of their burst, which is kind of what made Adele not that great in Damien because of the constant moving and the flying up in the air. But in Gloom and Will, current endgame bosses, yeah, Adele's are very strong, very very strong. Yeah, their burst keeps up with DKs. Yeah, it's not bad. Like DKs have that insane like 6 second burst, but Adele's catch up real quick. So all right, we'll go DS Demon Slayer. People know I'm biased to Demon Slayers. I could easily put Demon Slayers in the S tier, right, Rubido? Rubido S tier for sure. You could put them there. I think they are just as like they're DK level. They're like if you guys see me play DS in Gloom. Oh, I don't know if you've seen my DS play Gloom, but Demon Slayer in Gloom is amazing, amazing. Yeah, Demon Slayer in Gloom is amazing. Have you ever seen? If I know Rubido is hiding his Will scores and stuff like that, but I know Rubido is absolutely crushing everybody in Will, and I know he's absolutely crushing everybody in Gloom, and because I played Demon Slayer, and I know that my Demon Slayer is 41 mil cap and competing with people with mid 50 mil caps. Just insane. Yeah, no A tier, so that more people play Paladin. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, guys, if you don't remember, before this huge cap increase when max damage cap was 70 mil, Demon Slayer was clearing multi-lotus, solo multi-lotus, and my Paladin was still having a hard time. Just let's just keep that in our mind when you guys say that Paladins are the top tier. Yeah, Pal- Demon Slayers are monsters, and guess what? After sixth job, they're just going to be even more monsters. So yeah, a little bias, but it seems like everyone agrees that S tier is Demon Slayer for sure. DS above DK, yeah, without a doubt. Not without a doubt, but I don't disagree with you there. And I just need Rubido to start posting more content. Yeah. Okay. Paladins. I mean, save the best for last, right? Like, or save the worst for last. Just we don't even have to talk about it. It just needs a buff. Um, really, it's tough to put them above battle mages. To be honest, it's just it's okay. Nothing special, right? We'll just move on. Arrow. I'm just gonna leave this here. Needs buffed here. Yeah, just needs buffed here. Just bold it, screenshot it, send it to Nexon. Ready to go. Now, I mean, everyone knows, right? Paladins are just disgusting. Just a disgusting class, dude. Yeah, nothing special. Yeah, I already took the screenshot, so I already took a screenshot of them D tier, so it's already sent. It's already saved. But yeah, I mean, I've said it before. I think Paladins like Sacro needs to go down to 15 seconds. I just think 30 seconds is ridiculous. Like I can't even I can't even say that it's not the most overpowered thing in the game. Like I just like we have Paladins have arguably one of the best bursts in the game, right? They're tops in Mulan. They're one of the tops in guild skill and guild. On Will, I'm doing same DPS as people that have 10 mil more cap than me, right? Um, you know, Covert is very strong. Like there's, you guys know, right? Don't nerf it. Well, the funny thing is that Paladins aren't that good in PC, right? It's kind of weird why Paladins are so good, and Paladins were not good for a long time before Explore Remaster. They were so bad, but now it seems that they're insane. So enjoying it. I don't know if I have any influence on it, but if I do, keep it up. I'm playing the right classes. My original main was a Shadower, TM Peekaboo for all those people out there, those WoW players out there. Then I Blue Blood, then Echo. Chose the right classes, that's for sure. Yeah, that's yeah. No, it's not weird. MSM loves Echo. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, the classes are just limited by cap, for sure. Full 60s when. Got to work on the Demon Slayer and the Arrow. Got to get those guys up. Okay, so now I just want to finish with Arrow. Just a prediction, right? Like, where do you guys think Arrow is going to be? Because I think they're going to be insane. It has to be. Doesn't it have to be? It's a Maplestory Mobile exclusive class where, like, when Sia first came out, their damage was insane. Yeah, and Arrow, Arrow has to be up here, right? Doesn't it? Below Pally? Yeah, 4 iframes. Do they have 4 iframes? Yeah, everyone in MSM and KMSM. Yeah. Above Shad? Above Shadower? Yeah, 4 iframes. Oof. Yeah. I'm hyped. See, I didn't know they had 4 iframes. I thought it was only like 2. Well, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So I know that their burst is similar to Paladin's V3, where it's like a 2 minute cooldown. It's about like 2,000 lines. and then they have like they summon all their uh, sentinels and things like that. So I'm excited. That's why I'm still yeah, it has to be S tier, right? Like they have to pitch it. It's just marketing. It's Pally without the support. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm thinking it's like a Sia, but it's just like a warrior version of a Sia, where it's just brute force, just pure damage, just like no support, just the tank, just the monster that just like will tank everything with the iframes. It doesn't have any self heals, but like if you give it a paladin, if it's a top DPS, I mean it's gonna crush, right? Minions, no clones too, right? I don't think it has any clones, so there's not gonna be like 90% skill damage or anything like that, right? Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I got everything set up for my arrow. Got my EXP, my Pencilier, SF 194, my Perma. I'm gonna get to level 200 probably hopefully in the first day. I got all those like level up potions ready to go with Terror Burning. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Arrow for sure. Uh, it's gonna be insane. Yeah, leveling up is gonna be a pain for sure. Leveling up is gonna be rough. But yeah, it's a warrior. I think the link skill is final damage. Oh, dude, don't say that. Don't say that. They have to drop Lady Blair. I'll be so salty. But yeah, leveling is gonna be rough. But I'm hoping that like with the EXP curve and stuff, it's super easy to level up, and I have all my symbols ready to go to transfer over. Hopefully, like right when I hit those symbols that I need, I can start doing Lucid. I can start doing Will and Gloom, and just test it out. Test it out. So yeah, only warriors in S tier. I mean, it's war like that's the thing. Oh, besides Shadower, that's the thing. Like everyone thinks it's Thief's story, and arguably, arguably you could say it is. Like Night Lord, Shadowers, Phantoms, Dual Blades, Nightwalkers are all very good, but the quantity of warriors that are so good in like like even without the S tier, right? Four warriors in S tier. Say it's only three. There's still like Adele, Demon Avenger. Like there's no C or D tier warriors. Even like Hero Kaiser, Aron's Blasters. No one would say that they're bad classes. Right? Uh, yeah. Teach four. So it's gonna be exciting. I'm super excited. I'm bummed that I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm going on a trip tomorrow to Arizona to see some friends for the Martin Luther King weekend. So um, I was planning on streaming tomorrow and Thursday, like my Arrow progress, but I'm not gonna be able to. So hopefully Monday, hopefully not Monday and Tuesday, get all my bossing out, get all my Arrow content. I'll probably do some showcase some nodes and stuff, showcase some skills. Excited, excited. I appreciate you guys hanging out. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this tiers list? You guys any gripes? I know Jam was saying Lumi in the S tier. You think Lumi's still that good? Yeah, Bishop's above Lumi and Evans. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like if you have the same geared, if you have 100 mil cap Bishop, like all of them are equal. Cap, end game gear, skill level, and you needed one of these to fill a slot. Would you take a Bishop, a Lumi, or an Evan? Right? Like I think for me, I take the Bishop. Like I'll take the extra support. I'll take the little bit less damage, but the amount of stuff that the Bishop can provide, especially like in Will and Gloom, like the extra benediction, shell, the extra HP reducing stuff, the support fountains and things like that, it makes a difference. The final damage buffs, um, yeah, it's oh, rearranged by tiers. Okay, so we'll do a final. I'll do a final ranking. So we'll do it by tiers, right? So like we can all agree. How would you do the S tier? We got a top five in the S tier. All right, so yeah, yeah, Night Lord and Phantoms for sure in S tier. I know, right? Like, would you put them? Would you put them on the same team as Shadower though? That's the thing. I think Shadower is just a tier above. Like that's the way I looked at it, Kevy. Yes. Yeah. 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 I guess. I guess so. When you're looking at it, when no, Phantom's not better than Night Lord's a Shadower. I've never seen a Phantom beat a Shadower or a Night Lord in Will. But if you do put the support, right, it does make a difference. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can argue this all day, right? I think if you wanted to put, I'm okay. Like DKs, would you put? I guess you got to put DKs above. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely weird to see. It's definitely weird to see like Night Lords and Phantoms not at the top, not in the S tier. Maybe without DKs. Yeah, but we'll rearrange it. So I'll rearrange this real quick. So S tier. Can we all agree? You know, Arrow's kind of a weird thing. Would you put? We can keep this all the same. Paladin too weak to be S tier. Yeah. Night Lords and Phantoms have to be A tier because they're basically S tier, right? In most people's eyes, I'm gonna keep them there just for the sake of like keeping a top five, right? Like, and I personally would take these warriors over these Night Lords, these three thieves. I personally would. Like, there's just more. Like Night Lords may have better burst and DPS, but like they're reliant on a Paladin Sacral, right? Like a Phantom survivability is just as good as these two classes, but Demon Slayer and DK's DPS is better. Like DPS, Demon Slayer and DK's DPS is better than Phantoms and Dual Blades. So I I have to keep these top five up there. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Phantoms can fill so many roles for sure. Yeah, it's always tough to argue. Like I think it's probably like if we wanted to do it, kind of even it out, we'll just say I'll take out the top five. This is probably the most universal, right? Like this is probably the most universal, like agreed upon. Night Lords and Phantoms have to be up there, but I think this order is correct. Like Paladin, like Arrow's kind of weird. We'll just put it. I'll just leave it there because I think Arrow's gonna be very good. Shadower is the best thieves in my opinion. The Warriors, I think these two Warriors are better than these two thieves. I take them any day of the week. They're just better, just slightly better, right? A tier has to be like I think people. Oh, jeez, this is gonna take a long time. This is gonna take a long time. Um, yeah, I don't even know how to rank. I don't even know how to rank these classes. Like, oh, what's up? What's up, no faces? Nice to show up, Lumi. I got Lumis in the B tier. Everyone wants them higher, but yeah, I need you to tell me that Lumis are very good. Make high and low tiers. I know, never ending. I think it's fair. Like it's never gonna end, right? High and low tier. I think we could just kind of say that. Like if I were to rank them just slightly, I would say like right comparing these classes to other classes, right? So it's like Thief is A tier by itself. A tier below these thieves, right? Or Dual Blade, sorry, is a tier below these thieves and a tier above Nightwalker. Mercedes versus Wild Hunter, I would say Mercedes. Mercedes is better, just slightly better. Warriors, we'll kind of bunch all the warriors together here, so that we can kind of just look at them. I think I think this is probably the right order. I think some people would probably have Hayato above. I probably would have. Oh, what's up, Monarch? Oh, welcome back. Welcome back, Monarch. Blaster Gang. Hayato, Dawn Warrior, Adele, Demon Avenger. So I think that's the order of the warriors. And then I think mages. Uh, yeah, it's always a tough argument because, like, if I have phantoms up here, if I have Night Lords better than phantoms, I kind of have to take Blaze Wizards ahead of bishops, right? Like, just a little bit like the DPS output just trumps the support in this scenario, right? So I got Blaze Wizards, bishops here, Cannoneers, Buccaneers, Mechanics. Um, I don't see any issue with this. Maybe Buccaneers here, just because it has more visibility. Um, yeah. Why isn't Bishop S tier? Their DPS isn't S tier, right? And um, their support is a support. So yeah, you can put them S tier. I have no issues with that, to be honest. But their DPS is at the higher caps. I think it's just tough. Okay, so I got Buccaneer, Cannoneer, Mechanic here, and then one Thief class here. So Nightwalker by itself, and then I got the Archers, three Archers. I got them Bowmaster, Pathfinder, Wind Archer. That's what I got. It's marginal, right? And that's the cool thing about this. These are interchangeable. They're all in the same tier, in my opinion. Yeah. Buck S tier? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these classes can get the S tier treatment, but I'm trying to like keep it like, because if the S tier just keeps adding to it, like if we keep adding Bishop to it, it keep adding to Buccaneer to it, it almost feels like it doesn't give that S tier like that like recognition of how good these classes are just a tier above, right? Because like all these classes kind of have a case, in my opinion. Nightwalker A tier? No, Ed said they were B tier, but again, I was biased. I almost put Nightwalker A tier just because how hard Ed carries. Just how hard Ed carries. Um, I think Nightwalkers do deserve kind of a little buff, to be honest. Their clones are getting griefed, and the way their mechanics are, the way that their like cooldowns don't line up perfectly, it's rough. It's not ideal in long fights. Um, so we got the one pirate in here by itself, Shades. One pirate by itself, Shade, tier of its own. Mages. We got five mages here. So people are saying Loomies are insane. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Sia as the lowest of the B tier because I think DPS wise they're down bad, right? The support makes up for it, but kind of the similar again, being consistent here. The DPS in these situations is trumps the support because if you guys don't really know the end game bosses with the end game like gear, like everyone's pretty self-sustainable. Everyone's pretty tanky at 100 mil cap, 40% ignore mid defense, right? So as far as ranking these mages though, it seems like this is the way. Seems like Tazo could be saying Evans, Rubido could be saying Evans are this level. Like people are vouching for Lumi S Lumi S tier, Lumi B tier. List does not include 6 job. Its current meta, the criteria is 100 mil cap, about 40% ignore me defense with the current bosses. So yeah, it seems like I'm gonna do this. Lumi, Evan, Fire Poison Mage, Kana, because their burst is insane apparently, and Seal because of their support. And then for the Warriors, yeah, there's no way I'm putting Aran above Hero. Hero's DPS is too good. Hero, Aran for their survivability, and then Blaster Kaiser. I think that's fair. Kaiser, low B tier, could be C tier. But yeah, this is how I'd order these Warriors here. I think Heroes are good. Heroes are good. They're high. They could be high B tier for sure. Xenon, the only C tier thief. You approve of that, Claire? Buck has the burst DPS tier, just about a few classes ahead of him. Yeah, yeah. So I kind of just did it as part of like comparing classes. Like I didn't do like rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th best class, 9th best. I just did it by comparing the like pirates to the mages, the pirates together, the mages together, the warriors, because yeah, there's too much splitting hairs between like finding the perfect exact ranking for this, and yeah, it's been a while. This has been a long stream, but yeah, C tier here. Yeah, Xenon is weird as a thief pirate. Ice Lightning Mage Kinesis. Yeah, Ice Lightning Mage is better than Kinesis for sure. Angelic Buster. See, yeah, Arc is the better of the 4. I feel like DPS wise, it's still clunky. It feels like, but it seems like the lines are still there. The DPS is still there. It's just hard to pull off, and the potential is there. And I think that Thunderbreakers. I feel like Thunderbreakers are in a similar boat. The potential is there. The burst is there. But it's just like a lot like these other pirates. They are just lacking some sort of like survivability, some sort of something. Yeah. Yeah, delete arc? No. And then D tier. Cadena, Ho Young, Marksman, Battle Mage. I think to be honest, this is just, it's not just it needs buff. I think it just needs more people to play. Like people have been telling me Ho Young has some pretty good players out there, but like it's just hard to say like choose a Ho Young or a Cadena if you're gonna play a thief. Choosing a Ho Young and a Cadena, telling him to play that over a Xenon even, or a Nightwalker, like any of these other thieves, just because of like it's so much like it's just so much, these classes are so much better, right? That's the hard part, right? And then Marksman, I don't think Marksmen are that bad. Like I bet you if there was a strong 100 mil plus cap Marksman, I bet you they'd be B tier. I just have a feeling like they'd be B tier, but they just don't have the representation. And then Battle Mage is kind of the same. I think Battle Mages are, with better representation, they'd be in the B tier or in the C tier. I think Battle Mages have been slowly getting buffed over the years. Yeah. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this tiers list? Man, this was a long one. I appreciate you guys sticking it out. This was a long stream, 2 hours. Jeez, grinding it out. I appreciate you guys with the input for a lot of these classes. Learn kind of a lot. You guys gave a lot of input. On this. I appreciate everyone stopping out. A lot of familiar faces from the start to finish. I appreciate all those people that were in here at the beginning. Yeah, Roland was here for 2 hours. Yeah, flew by, and couldn't have made this list without you guys. For real, like, there's just still a lot of stuff that I don't know that you guys probably think I do, but I learned a lot of stuff from all these other people, right? Everyone in the chat are that are talking are kind of consistent people that are in the community as well, and they see a lot of stuff in Asia, in Europe, in Gnosis, in a lot of different places that I don't see it. So I kind of respect their input, respect their what they have to say about these classes that I don't see, and I'm also a little biased, right? There's some very good warrior classes, my classes that I play, um, and there's also a lot of information we don't know about those lower tier classes. So yeah, I think the cool part was I got to see a lot of people that in the chat kind of show up. Shout out to Lisa if you're still here for the $10, man. That's awesome. You're the best. Uh, Shout out to everyone for being here, whether it was your unbiased opinion of your classes or you know giving real input. It's been fun. It's been fun. I'm happy that I did this, and I'm excited to stream for real. Like, I'm excited to just get to talk with you guys more and kind of show out content. I'm excited for Arrow to come out tomorrow. Like hearing that it has 4 iframes, the burst at DPS, hearing that KMSM is saying that it's one of the best classes. I'm excited to jump into it and share the content with you guys. So definitely stay tuned. Join the Discord. Um, Join the Discord because that's when it kind of shows when it's going live. And try to get that back up and be more engaging. I know it's not the most liveliest Discord to say the least, but yeah, Roland, I'll be streaming Arrow. Um, Hopefully next week. I'm gonna be out. Won't be able to stream Thursday, tomorrow even. So earliest is probably Monday, Tuesday, depending on what my boxing schedule is like for Paladin. So yeah, stay tuned for the Arrow content. I try to post anything in general of me getting to level 200 in the Discord. Node openings, things like that. So yeah, thank you, and yeah, great stream. Appreciate it. I don't know how to end this, but let me know um, again in the Discord or anything in the chat how the audio was. Was it okay? Was it Thanks Claire for showing up. Appreciate it. Um, the audio, the background music, how was the mouse? How was the audio? Definitely still trying to get better at it. I haven't really adjusted it too much. I um I didn't have a mouse pad, so I was using like just this piece of paper right here to put my mouse on. It's like a Lego Pokemon thing that I made with Liam. So it's hopefully it didn't clack around too much or make too much noise. But thank you guys for coming out. I got nothing else. All love. Thank you guys. See you guys next time. Stay in the Discord for when I'm streaming and stuff. Content's coming out. But until next time. I appreciate you guys. Mousepad Showcase. All right. See you guys. Thank you.